If you want to continue to follow our adventure, click subscribe. So you don't miss anything, click the bell notification. Hello, House on the Road subscribers and followers. I've been told by a lot of people that they were absolutely surprised how fast we recovered from the fire of our pop-up camper. You know, we lost everything, and then 2.5 weeks later, we were back living comfortably in our homemade truck camper. The first thing we did, as soon as the fire was out, remember, we were at the ranger's office, we came to the campground, the camper was destroyed, so we put the remaining bits of fire out. And when we got back into the truck, the very first thing we did was, I asked Carolyn, do you want to continue this lifestyle? And she said yes. I mean, there wasn't even a hesitation. So first of all, it was absolutely imperative that we were debt-free. I can remember back when I had tons of debt, and anytime something bad happened, it was difficult to recover from, difficult. But now we're debt-free, we don't have all those bills to pay. You know, all our money could be used to get ourselves out of the situation. The other thing that's important, one of the other things that's important is to have a savings account. That way, if I was unable to maintain a revenue source, which I was, we were still able to do the programming that I do, and I was able to maintain the YouTube channel and all that. But if we'd have lost that, we'd have had at least enough savings that we could have kept going for a while until we figure out how to build our income back up. And finally, an emergency fund. Emergency fund, I hear a lot of people throw out numbers. You need at least this much, and it varies widely. Here's what I say. You need enough money to be able to get yourself back on your feet when a catastrophic event happens. The key is what do you really need? If the truck was totaled, you know, it's full coverage, we would get a substantial amount of money back, but is it enough to replace the truck? So let's just say that we totaled the truck and I get $10,000. I don't know what it is. Let's just say I get $10,000 back. But it's going to take $20,000 to replace the truck, or $15,000. That means I need to be able to make up a $5,000 to $10,000 deficit. Once all that is established, and you already have that, that's what you do before you get out here, you have to be able to identify what it is you absolutely have to get back on your feet. And that's where we really were successful getting back on our feet so quickly. A lot of people disagreed with what we did, but in the end, 2.5 weeks later, we were back on the road. So the first thing we needed some clothes. That night, was it that night? The night or the next day, we went shopping and we bought ourselves, I think, 2 outfits each. And since then, we've bought a couple more, but we didn't have clean socks or undergarments. We had a t-shirt and a pair of pants. Okay, so the next thing we did, and a lot of people disagreed with us, was we bought a generator. And a lot of people thought we needed to get a shelter in place first. Well, I disagreed. I had to continue to make the revenue stream. I had to. Remember, that was one of the first things we identified, was not depleting our savings account. I have to have a generator is so I can run the internet through our truck OnStar system. The key has to be on so the OnStar system will work. Now, I'm not going to get into how OnStar works, but I can get internet through our truck for $20 a month, unlimited data. It's a great deal, so I'm not going to give it up. But there's the inconvenience of I got to have the key on, which drains the battery. Well, if I start the truck, a gallon of gas only lasts me 26 minutes, roughly. Whereas if I had a generator, that same gallon of gas lasts me 9 hours. Well, considering I was going to need a generator anyways to get back on the road, it made sense that I get that quickly so I can continue to be online. And not only that, not even just the business aspect of it, I had to do research, how much materials were going to cost for the camper, how much this was going to cost, that was going to cost. So I had to have the internet, which meant I had to have the generator. Well, another criticism we got was we bought the Berkey water filter before we did anything. Here's the thing, we were buying bottled water, and it's expensive. We drink a lot of water, We drink about 4 gallons a day. Well, you're buying bottled water, that money racks up quick. Well, yes, the Berkey costs money. I don't know, $250, I think is what it cost. Well, we were going to need the Berkey down the road anyways. So why not go ahead and save the money on this buying bottled water, running to town, wasting the gas to get to the store, buying bottled water, having to throw all that trash away. Remember, we were living in the cab of our truck, so that trash was accumulating quickly. Well, then, the next step was, obviously, build the shelter. Or, in some cases, start researching to find a new shelter. So, you know, one of our thoughts was, right away, was buy a new pop-up camper. I recognize that a lot of people may not know how to build a camper, and I'm not suggesting that you do that. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that we had to figure out how to quickly get a shelter. So that was just the next step. Once we had the shelter, then we had to start worrying about what it was, the functionality of the shelter. And so we had to think about, well, refrigerator. We had to replace the refrigerator. And we actually got a better refrigerator, and I think it runs more efficiently than the old generator. We're actually is reducing the amount of time we have to run the generator to charge batteries. So we had to think about that. Then we had to think about a stove so we can cook our food. Then we had to think about our shower. You know, we wanted to get back to some sort of normalcy, so we had to think about the shower. We actually upgraded our shower from a one-room tent to a two-room tent, so we can shower on one side and change on the other shower side. Well, then I also had to have a pump, and I've showed you the pump before. And what we did was we made a 5-gallon bucket into a tank that sits onto our tailgate. It just sits there. It holds 5 gallons of water, and we hooked a RV pump up to it. We run a hose to our shower tent, and it pumps water from that 5-gallon bucket tank to our shower tent, which is basically the same design we had in the camper. And in order to power it up, I plug it into the wiring harness, the trailer harness that I installed, ran from the battery. Works great. So now all the essentials to getting back on the road have been accomplished. Well, then the final step was just the little knickknacks that you got to have. Plates, silverware, cups, coffee pot. So anyway, that's how you recover quickly from a catastrophic event as a nomad. So thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe. Click like if you like the video, and happy travels.